All right, well, I think we are live. How's it going, guys? Trying out a new camera system here. Uh, I don't like it hasn't made it into the videos yet because I didn't get this until Christmas. But I'm using the Osmo 3, the DJI Osmo 3. If you get a little seasick, let me know and I can change to another camera here because I don't know, sometimes like, let's see here, which one is it? There we go. It's a little blown out because this is like my webcam on my computer. But if you get a little seasick, just let me know. But it's kind of cool because like I can just move here. I can get up. I gotta keep my face in the picture because it's not very good if it loses your face. But like I can stand all the way over here, and I got my little audio mic here. It even tracks me behind this thing. So it's kind of a cool little new thing. And the video image is actually really good on it. And it's even pretty good at low light. So we've been using this. I mean, a lot. The only downside is that it's the audio. I mean, so it does have this little mic here, so it does that. There's Amanda. Say hello to Amanda. She's in the chat. Hello, Greg. How you doing, guys? Charles, how's it going, everybody? But so we've been using that. So give it a few minutes here to kind of let everybody get on board, and I'll kind of go into what's going on. But currently in the Bahamas, this is Black Point here down in the Exumas. Got here last night or yesterday afternoon, and I'm on anchor here for a few days, and then maybe the middle of next week go back up to Staniel Key. I have some friends that were up north that we were buddy boating with. We were at Norman Key, and what's up? Schmoops, Jen and Eric, did you sell the Sea Ray yet? No, I've had a few people email me, but nobody's contacted me yet about it. They've inquired, wanted some information on it, but nothing yet. But thank you guys. So the chat comes a little fast. If you do want it answered, you can do a super chat, and I'll make sure I read your question. But thank you, Jen and Eric. Appreciate it. I'm sure I will see you guys in Annapolis this October. But anyway, so we were buddy boating with some friends. We met them at Highborn Key in the northern Exumas and sailed down to Norman Key with them, and then down to Shroud Key. And then we were in Shroud Key with them when we had to leave. So, okay, I guess it's been a few minutes here. I'll kind of get into it. So, yeah, I'm on my own right now. Not exactly sure when Amanda will be coming back, but hopefully she's coming back. So, what happened is we were at Shroud Key, and we were over at our friend's boat. They were about to cook dinner, and Amanda got a text from, I think it's her mom's caretaker. So she has a caretaker, spend about 20 hours a week with her mom because her mom's had some health problems for the past 5 years or so, which is part of the reason, it's one of the reasons she kind of never rejoined. We talked about it from time to time about her coming back because she sailed with me in season 1 for a while. And so we talked about her coming back and sailing with me from time to time, but she always had too much going on, and she had to take care of her mom. Her mom, suffering from some medical conditions, is not fully able to take care of herself, so she needs a caretaker. About 20 hours a week to make sure meals are done and kind of, make sure she's taking her medicine and things like that. And then, so Saturday, but shoot, I don't remember when it was. I think it was Wednesday of last week. We were over at our friend's boat. She gets a text from the caretaker saying that she's had an event. I'm sure she can talk about it on her own channel. I'm not going to say exactly everything's going on, but her mom ended up going to the hospital, and so it was. It was not great weather where we were. And we kind of talked about it that night, and then we got up in the morning. I checked the weather, and I was like, "All right, well, we get, and her mom was. At first, they thought she was going to do a little better, and then overnight she was doing a little worse. In the morning, we're like, okay, let's just get you home so you can go take care of her. So it was 30 miles to Staniel Key. It wasn't great weather for it, but it was even going to be worse the next day. So we did 30 miles down to Staniel. We even had to slow down to like 10 knots because it was so rough out there. So it took us a couple hours, a little over 2 hours to get down to Staniel. And then we got her on a flight to Fort Lauderdale that afternoon. And then that same night, got her on a flight back to Dallas. So she's there kind of taking care of her mom. She's got to get some, now her mom needs probably like 40 hours a week of caretaker. So, it's kind of expensive. Plus, she's got to set all that up. I have been helping her out financially to help part of that. But now her costs have basically doubled because she's basically. I mean, her mom has some kind of. I think it's Social Security, but it's not very much. To pay for in-home help, and so. If you do want to help her out, I'm sure she'd be happy to. If you're feeling generous, want to help her, like become a patron of hers. Her Patreon is patreon.com/Amanda Zachary, Zakri. I'm sure she would be helpful with that. She's already got. Oh, she's got 100. I don't know how many patrons you have, Amanda. Like 100 or something like that. She's recently restarted her YouTube channel, so I think she's doing okay. But it would kind of all that basically goes to help her get full-time care for her mom, so that she can come back here. But she's hoping to have a caretaker lined up this week that can fill in some gaps, and it'll be a little expensive this month for her and us. And then after the Flotilla and the BBI, we'll kind of figure out what we can do to get things more long term taken care of. So, but yeah, so that's basically what happened. So Amanda, I miss you. I'm ready for you to come back. Hope we were talking earlier. We talked on the phone for a long time yesterday. Did a video chat, and then we've been texting this morning. Hopefully, we'll set something up for later this week. And then so we will. Hopefully, she'll be back this week because kind of being on a boat out here. I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's not bad. I mean, like I went into dinner last night and talked to another. There's another cruiser that I met. He's a single guy traveling around. So definitely hundreds of patrons down. So Amanda says she's got in the hundreds of patrons now. So she does. So check out her channel, Amanda Zachary, and then if you'd like to become a patron and help her out, basically all that money is going to help take care of her mom. Yeah. So that's where we're at right now. I know it's a little clickbaity that I'm alone, but I am alone I'll be alone for at least a week and a half, because I don't know when she'll be back. Maybe Thursday, Friday of next week. Just hanging out here in the Bahamas, though. It's not bad. Not a bad place to be. You can see this water behind me is absolutely gorgeous. So, not too bad. So, yeah. Hope you guys are taking care in this little cold blow here. But somebody was asking how much to charter a cabin in the BVI. So, in the link to this, in the description of this live chat, there's a link to our BVI Flotilla, January 29th to February 5th. We do have 2 cabins left. There's 2 individual cabins left that you can book, so you don't have to pay for a whole boat. Like if there's not enough of you and your friends to get a whole boat, you can book a cabin. I believe the cabins are around. It's high season and it's like the most expensive time, so I think they're like $3,500 or $4,000, something like that for a week. But yeah, okay, 49. Is that really that much? Ouch. But it is what it is. So because they had to discount one of the cabs, so they were giving discounts for whoever was going to be a captain on the cabin. So they had to have some experience to do that. So then all the other cabins are slightly more. But if you'd like to do that, you soak your cigars in rum, huh? Okay, I'll have to give that a shot. But see here, your dinghy is floating away. No, it's not. I can hear it right there. I'm a little paranoid about it. I don't know. Well, this thing is following me around. But I have a floating line on it, and the floating line is very stiff. It's not like the good quality floating line. I should have got some good quality stuff. Hey, Greg Romero, 12 degrees here. CGY Cigar Fund. Thank you, sir. CGY. Is that Denton? I believe that's Denton, right? 2,300 for the skipper cabin. Yeah. So there's 2 cabins left, and if you would like a whole boat, so say if you can fill 4 cabins with your friends. You can just inquire on the Navigar site, say you want to be with the Sailing Doodles Flotilla. And I really appreciate it, Greg. Thank you, by the way. And Cigar Fun. Yeah, I'm running low on cigars. I only have, I need to maybe have some Amanda bring some back with her. But North Texas Regional, Denison. Okay, that's right. I was thinking Denton, but yeah. Yeah, it's DTN is Denton, right? So anyway. But yeah, they were giving 25% off. Yeah. Yeah, so they're giving 25% off the whole boat. I'm not sure if they're doing that by the cabin. But if you'd like to book your whole boat, you get 25% off the list price. So just make an inquiry at the Navigar site. There's a link down below in the description if you'd like to join us. And you know, it'll be a lot of fun. The BVI, like I've always said, is one of the best. If you're going to do a 1 week cruise, it's one of the best places to go. It's I talk too much. I don't smoke my cigar and it goes out. But it's one of the best places to cruise. It really is. There's so much to do. You stay in the mostly you stay inside the Francis Drake Channel, and so it's always really well protected. There's lots of good restaurants, lots of fun bars, and fun things to do. Um, so, and if like a lot of people, I think what most people their problem with going cruising is that you know, the wives are a little dubious about it. Most of the men, they're like, I want to do it. Let's go. I want to retire early. Let's buy a boat. Let's do it. The women are like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to really like living on a boat. So take them to the BVI. Get them in the Flotilla. I mean, we're leading the way. You don't have to worry about anything. You can even pre-order your groceries for the boat. Uh, you get all that stuff there. You're always in a nice protected anchorage, and you know, it's a great way to get them into it. And there's lots of good restaurants, and you know, for breaking the ice, it's about the easiest way to do it. You can either fly into Trellis Bay, which we're doing. We booked our flights early enough. They're not that bad. We're flying out of Miami. I want to say like they were $600 each, nonstop from Miami to Trellis Bay. I could be wrong on that. We booked them early enough though. If not, if it's too expensive to fly into Trellis Bay, which is Beef Island in the BVI, you can fly into St. Thomas, which is generally really cheap. And then you can take a ferry over to the BVI from there. All right, I'm going to relight this thing. But it's one of the better things to do. So yeah, go Cowboys. That's right. I'm looking forward to that. That's why I'm doing this live chat now a little early, because I want to be able to watch the Cowboy game later. I need to finish editing tomorrow's video. I'm trying something new with the editing. I'm doing a different style. The audience retention has just not been great on the videos lately, and so I'm trying just a different style. It's a lot. I don't know, a lot less talking head stuff where, you know, you're sitting there watching somebody talk for 2 or 3 minutes. Like, people kind of get bored with that. Even though I do that. Like, I watch YouTube and I'm like, okay, I'm just been watching somebody talk for 5 minutes. I need more stuff going on. So yes, Amanda is coming back. She's in the chat. Say hello to her. You can check out her YouTube channel as well. She's doing quite well with that. I think how many views did your last video get? Like 12 or 15,000, something like that. And she's up to like 4 or 5,000 subscribers and 100 or more patrons. So yep. Let's see here. If I had to go to a company called, oh, okay, I don't know. But what questions do you have, guys? What do you want to know about the cruising down here in the Sea Ray, or what? It's I have been, okay, stayed last 2 nights before coming here at Staniel. Well, actually, stayed the last 4 nights at Staniel Key. I stayed out on anchor a couple nights, and then moved to the marina. And the marina really wasn't too bad. It was $130 a night or something like that. Maybe it was 160. But 2 nights on the marina. That's kind of what I like to do, is because we've been on the hook already for like 5 days. So like a week on the hook, and then 2 or 3 days in a marina. Just so you can do laundry. So I did laundry at Staniel Key. I went to the grocery store. I filled up my water. I got fuel for the boat and all that. So it's kind of nice to be able to do that. And so it's that's why, you know, every week to 10 days, go get a marina for a little bit. The ladies prefer it too. You can just walk straight off the boat and go get a meal at the restaurant. And I would do that with, I forgot to turn this thing on. Yeah, I did. Okay. You know, or I would go for a run. Like I went for a run today, but I had to dinghy to shore and go run. Oh man, I was going for a run, and I'm running. I'm kind of out in the middle of nowhere on this island on what is this, Guanakee, or no, I forget which one Georgetown is, but I forget what this is. Black Point. I forget the name of the island it's on, but I'm running back in the middle of nowhere, and geez, like I hear just yelling and screaming up ahead, and as I kind of round the corner, there's like 6 or 8 people like standing out in front of their house, just like two women just yelling at each other and like a guy standing between them, like, you know, he looks clearly unhappy to be in this situation. And then so I'd run maybe a mile at that point. I was only doing 3 miles a day, so I go up the road half a mile and I turn around and come back. And I come back and they're still yelling at each other. Now there's a police car out front, which I was actually surprised there's a police car on this island because it's really small. What is the cigar ring size? Offhand, I don't know. These are the My Father cigars. These are the size-wise, I don't recall offhand. I have to go look. But I kind of like the meat. You know, this is you can kind of. I've smoked maybe. I've only ashed once on this, maybe, so it's not that big. But I kind of like. I have the little milder ones, and then these are the darker ones. I've kind of gone more of a darker kick lately on them. Hey, Jamie Switzer, what's up, man? Jamie Switzer is the broker that sold me this boat, plus did a lot of the maintenance on it, most of the maintenance on it, and the upgrades. With American Yachts. Thank you, sir. You really helped me out there. So that's kind of, see this thing right here? It's cool how it follows me around so I can get another beer. I have taken to carrying these, I've got, well, 4 of these 5-gallon water jugs because, like, we were on the hook for 4 days the other day with Amanda, and we ran out of water. Like the boat only carries like 50 gallons. It's not enough. But so now we had to borrow. We had to go over to my friend's boat because he has a water maker, a nice new boat. And we're like, hey man, can you give us some water? And he did. He gave us 15 gallons of water. Actually, that's where we got these jugs. I've got some more coming. Well, they should be in Staniel Key already, but I got some more coming. We'll get some more of these so that because we only carry like 50 gallons of water, and 2 people that'll last you less than a week, you know. So, well, cheers to you guys. It's a little early for a beer, but I mean, it's a live chat. It's kind of a common thing I got to do, right? So, you know, 2,500 watching. Wow. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. So, if you are tuning in late, Amanda had to go home to take care of her mom. Her mom had to go to the hospital for a few days. She's out of the hospital now and doing better, but she does need some longer-term care, which she already had. So now Amanda's got to set up even more care, and so working on that. Never too early for a beer. I hear you. You can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning, right? All right, so that's a good question. How do you feel? How do you like isinglass versus real glass? Well, I mean, this isinglass is great, right? It'll roll up. You can put it away. Real glass, you couldn't really put. I mean, you could put some thicker plastic stuff on here that would probably be a little better to look through, but you know, just being able to roll this stuff up and put it away is great. The problem with isinglass is it only lasts 5 years, maybe. Yeah. So Amanda will be back this week, though. Sorry I didn't add it on there. So if you are just tuning in, if you do want to help Amanda out, because like I've been helping her out, and then she's been using her own money and some of her mom's Social Security and all that. But now she's got to pay like double the at-home care. So if you become a patron of Amanda Zachary, I'm sure she would much appreciate that. You go to patreon.com/Amanda Zachary. Go ahead and put a link on there, Amanda, if you would like. So doing that. So channel views will pick up once the new boat arrives. You know, we're doing okay. Some of the stuff's been down a little, but some of the videos have been up. But views on sailing vlogs across the board are down. Like, they just are. I mean, number one, I think there's so much more competition. So like 3 or 4 years ago, you know, pre-COVID, there was a lot of sailing channels, but not as many as there are now. So like COVID, what people did is they did several things. They bought RVs and they bought boats. And so, you know, here comes a wave of new creators, which just kind of dilutes the market for everybody there, which is fine. I mean, that's just the market, right? Whatever. I'm not bitter about it, but that's just the way it goes. And I think my main concern is shorts with YouTube. I think shorts are ruining YouTube for creators such as myself because we don't get any money from shorts. They do generate more subscribers, and you have to do them or YouTube basically kind of stops showing your stuff. Beer Fun, Bob, thank you, sir. Cheers to you. If you have a question or something, hit me up. I know, and I'll answer it. So that's one thing. I actually want to put on a I want to do a podcast about it, but this one I would need to like maybe not script, but I need to have like talking points written out so that I don't lose track on it. Is that so what's happening now with AI and all that is there's a lot of theft on YouTube. It's not so bad in the sailing genre, but it's really bad in the information and learning channels. What AI is doing is just basically what people are doing is just taking a video, having AI chop it up and put subtitles on it, and then putting it out there. And so people like their content's getting stolen and put on there. And I mean, like, the reason it's not happening so much with vlogs is because I mean, you can't, right? I mean, it would be a lot harder to just chop up a vlog and make it make sense. Whereas, like, an educational program, they can do that a lot more. So, but then, and then shorts, like I say, like, when I'm scrolling through the app or something like that, it annoys me. Like, every third video series is a short. I don't want to watch shorts. I'm on YouTube to watch long form content, and so that's that. But yeah, so the fake accounts are horrible, and then what people do is they just game the system. Like, what's his name? I'd have to look up his name. He's a guy I follow. He did a great video on it the other day. Let me see if I can find his information real quick. But he did a great video kind of showing how the AI and all that stuff is just making it really terrible for everybody else. Come on. I'm subscribed to too many people. And why is he not coming up? Oh, well. Maybe I'm not subscribed to his channel. Anyway. I'd have to look at it. Oh, Greg, what's up, man? Let's see here. I can't see this. John, Bobby, I drive a Tesla. There's a lot of haters of electric cars. I don't know if I wonder if there's going to be a lot of haters on the electric boats. People hate technology, I guess. And then Greg Stein, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. I'm sure there will be. I'm sure. I mean, like, oh my gosh, like I've always said, the people you meet out here that are actually sailing and cruising are some of the nicest people you'll ever meet. They give you the shirt off their back. Hey, Rick, love the boat update the other day. Thank you, Rick. Appreciate you, man. Cheers to you. Happy Sunday. Thank you. So the cruisers and stuff you meet out here are just so amazing. They're so nice. I mean, you know, if you're having a problem, they'll come help you out. You know, like I saw some people paddling in the other day on their dinghy, and I went over. I'm like, hey, you guys need to be towed in or something. They're like, no, we're just going right here. But I mean, like, it's just, you know, it's a, you know, they're such nice people. But then when you get into the Facebook sailing groups, that's why I used to be a member of some sailing Facebook groups. I dropped out of all of them just because I hated the amount of negativity there was on there, because everybody had their opinion and thought their way was the only way, and that you're a moron if you don't agree with them. And so, like, I'm sure there will be a lot of people, they're like, you're a moron for putting lithium on a boat. It's a fire hazard. Well, so is diesel, so is gas, so is everything. I mean, you know, it's just, I mean, it is what it is. Uh, uh, I think most people will enjoy it. I think it is the way of the future. It really is. It's probably, I mean, because think about it. I'm going to have a 30 kilowatt house bank. I'm going to have a 210 kilowatt drive bank. And then the drive bank can power the house bank. I mean, like, I could go for weeks without even recharging with solar. You know, and it's just being able to do that is great. I mean, it's just, that's the main thing. I hate having to run a generator. So this boat, I've got a three kilowatt lithium bank and 400 watts of solar. And I mean, I have to run my generator probably 3 hours a day to charge all that up, because the 400 watts doesn't, because you have 400 watts of solar, that doesn't mean you're getting, if I could actually make 400 watts of solar all day long, yeah, it'd be fine. But 400 watts of solar only nets you about 200 watts of solar, you know, because you're not always in the right sun, it's blocked or whatever. So, and then that three kilowatt lithium bank, I mean, it'll run 12 hours, 12, 14 hours just on that lithium bank. But then, like, you know, so I run it most of the day, and then I charge it for a couple hours at night uh, to get it up to like 80, 90%, and then go to bed. And then by the morning, like this morning when I checked on the bank, it was down to 21%. So then I run the generator for an hour, charge it back up to 50%, and then the solar will keep it going all day. So it'll basically tread water all day at like 50%, with the solar coming in and the batteries coming out. And then this evening, before I so then and then this evening I'll run the generator for a couple hours before I go to bed. So Jamie was asking something about the batteries you were using is different than the chemistry used for the batteries that were the motor for. Yeah, the house batteries are different than the motor batteries. They're different. The different providers and everything, so they have different battery monitoring. But they have battery monitoring systems. I mean, you have to with lithium. And so my house bank on the new boat will be 24 volts, and I'm not sure what the drive bank system is, but it's like high voltage, like 400 or something like that. Um, uh, Scotty Kilmer is the guy concerning YouTube. No, I know who that guy is, but that's not who I was referring to. He's a guy. He's like he calls himself because he kind of does look like the fake Chris Hemsworth or whatever. He's a science and technology guy. He's got long hair and a beard. I can't remember his name, but Chris. No, I don't remember his name. I can't remember the name of his channel, but I watch his stuff. It's just all right. Where am I watching the Cowboy game? Probably here on the boat. I might go. So I'm here at Black Point in the Bahamas, just south of Staniel Key, and I might go in and because the game's at 4:20 here, so I might go into one of the bars in town and see if anybody's playing it. And Kyle Hill, thank you, Kyle Clark, Kyle Hill. So Kyle Hill made a great video about. You guys are awesome. You guys know what you're talking about. Thank you. Kyle Hill I made a great video the other day. It's in the last 2 weeks. If you want to go to his channel, by the way, if you do, leave a comment, say you heard about it on Sailing Doodles. But I really like his content. Some of it's a little bit quirky and weird, but most of it's pretty good. And yeah. So anyway, so I might go into the bar, watch the first half or something like that, and come back and watch it on the boat. So. So Chris asks, how come I don't take the Sea Ray down to the BBI? Have you seen the fuel bill on this thing? That's the only thing about the Sea Ray I don't like. John, check. 5, thanks, sir. I have $300 a month by not using gasoline in your Tesla. I laugh at people all the way to the bank. Yep. I mean, it's the way of the future. It really is. I mean, we shouldn't go up. Look, I'm not getting political. We shouldn't be requiring. I think it should be free market stuff. Like, you shouldn't require all these cars be made EV. If people want to use EV, great. And that is the way of the future. They're going to be cheaper in the long run. I really believe that. And it'll be better in the long run. But, what is this thing? This is a new weird thing. I don't know what that is. So, Matt Dogs, thank you, sir, for the super chat. Appreciate you guys. But, yeah, that's the way to go. And then for boats, what I do get annoyed that... so Sunreef. God, I keep talking too much and it goes out. I need to stop. I know if you keep the ash on there longer, but then I'm not paying attention. I just ash all over the place. So I know, whatever. But what was I saying? Oh, so Sunreef and what's the other one? Silent Yachts. They have an electric version of their boat, and they are making all kinds of just crazy claims that are not true. They're trying to say that they have unlimited range and all that. I'm like, no, you don't. I mean, because I know how much power it's going to take to move my boat, and so your boats are a lot bigger than my boat. There's no way that. What happened with this here? I'm in my chat. Wait, I need to open my chat again. Docs. There we go. Chat. All right. I don't know. I lost the chat there for a while. Sorry, guys, but it's back now. So if I miss some stuff. Hey, what's up, Craig? Craig Fitzsimmons. He's a. I think he'll be at the Flotilla. So, smoke weed, chicks dig that. I've never been much of a pot guy. I just never. I don't know. I don't like the way I don't. I just sit there and be quiet and don't do anything and want to go to sleep. So I've never been much of a pot guy. I mean, I'm not opposed to it. Whatever. I mean, you want to do what you got to do. I don't care. I mean, I think it's probably healthier for you. Well, I don't know about the lung stuff, but Probably healthier for you than drinking, but whatever. I think people can do whatever they want as long as it doesn't affect me. You do what you do, you man. I don't care. How can you tax electric? Well, you can't exactly. So how can you tax electric when you get it off for free off the panels? Well, I mean, you tax selling the panels, although there's lots of tax credits on that. I mean, but it's the main thing here. Bobby is missing Amanda's backup on chat. I don't know. Did she say something I missed? I don't know. Did I miss something? No, I didn't. But anyway, Starlink. So I'm using Starlink to get up there. What was that? Chat disconnect. There we go. Caveman, appreciate you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Alcohol equals fights, weed equals love. Yeah, probably so. I don't know. I don't know. It's just not my thing. You know, I mean, but I don't care. People do it. I mean, I'll occasionally, whatever. It doesn't hurt me. I'm not worried about it too much. But, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, these cigars are probably way worse for you. Although you don't inhale them, so they're not that bad. But, you know, it is what it is. Cuban cigars is too cold to be outside and smoke. Yeah, I hear that. It's nice out here. It's like, what is it? It is 78 degrees right now. I'm sitting here in the shade of my boat. It's a nice little breeze. Nothing too wrong. I am not complaining. But yeah, so here at Black Point now. This is one of my favorite. Used to be one of my favorite spots. They've really started building it up now, and I'm not sure I like it. So Chris, he's a channel member. Hi, we are in Key West, December 1st to the 5th. Eating. We were at the houseboat. Oh, wish you knew you were there. Oh well, I think we didn't get to Key West until just before. Ooh, I don't remember. I don't remember when we got to Key West. Like maybe like the 10th or something like that. But so anyway, Black Point here now. They've added a bunch. They've added a new the Black Point Yacht Club, and then they've kind of built up some of the other stuff. I don't know. This used to be kind of like a little lazy cruisers place to come chill and all that. Now it's definitely there's a lot of tour boats coming in and out and all that. So it's just not. I don't know. It's kind of lost some of its. I don't know. What's the word I'm looking for? Uniqueness. Although it's still nice. But I mean, I can't blame them. I mean, like I'm sure for the community, having a lot more tour boats come in and all that. You know, they're probably all way better off economically and financially doing that. There's always mushrooms. Yeah, there's always those. That's a commitment, though. Let's see here. But I'm happy to be here in the Bahamas now. It's much better weather than it was in Florida. It's kind of cold and rainy there, so way better on this. Also a great place to have your laundry done. That is true. Black Point is a good place to do that. I actually did my laundry in Staniel Key the other day. It wasn't expensive. Well, okay, so 2 loads of laundry. I mean, $30. Did it myself, obviously. Probably wouldn't double that if I paid for that. But I'm not sure how much it is here at Black Point. Although when I did it in Staniel, man, the lady that was running the laundromat was just not nice. I don't know. Do I like Eleuthera? Honestly, have not spent much time in the Eleutheras. That's kind of my plan after the Exumas. So the general plan right now, which who knows. I think Amanda's excited about it. She's done the RV thing with me a little bit, but like I don't know. What we're gonna do? We're gonna have this boat here, and then we're gonna park it at the end of January and fly down to the British Virgin Islands to do our flotilla. So we're doing a flotilla January 29th to February 5th. There's still 2 cabins left if you'd like to go. There's a link in the description, and you come up for the week, and it's great. It's a lot of fun. It's a good way to get into sailing if you're interested in doing it. And you don't even know how to sail. There's already a captain on your boat that'll take care of all that. I mean, obviously you can help out, but do that. So we're doing that until the February 5th, and then we're getting on another boat to sail around and make some content with. And then then we're flying back to Miami for the Miami Boat Show. So that's another thing too, is that the Miami Boat Show, February 17th. I didn't put a link in the description. I should have. But if you go to the Navigar-Yachting website under their events thing, you go to the 2A self-defense. Hey man, it's been a long time. After all these years, you are still the standard. Well, thank you, man. I remember you. I haven't seen you in a while, but thank you. Cheers. So then I'm doing a presentation on the new Island Spirit 525, February 17th at the Miami Boat Show. So we'll be there for that. And then after the boat show, we're going to fly back to Dallas. Amanda's probably got to work on her mom a little bit, make sure she's taken care of. She does have a caregiver there like 20 hours a week, and basically needs to double that now. So she's setting that up because her mom's just not able to take care of herself as much as she used to. When she's finished with that, she'll come back here. And like I said before, if you do feel like helping her out, like I'm helping her out for sure. And then she's got her own Patreon, which all that will basically go towards helping pay for her mom. Because caregiving is expensive. And she needs like 40 hours. She's going from 20 to 40 hours a week, and that's doubling the cost. And it was already kind of with what I was helping out with, it was already kind of tight on that. So if y'all could help out, that'd be great. There you go, Brett. Hey, Brett, how you doing, man? I'm sure you're freezing your butt off up there. But anyway, so then we'll go back to Dallas and get in the RV and go cruising around for a month or two, probably until the middle of April, because the solar eclipse is April 9th, I believe, in Central Texas. We want to see that, and then we'll park the RV back in Dallas and take it to, and then fly back to the boat here in mid-April, and then, because it's nice here right now. Don't get me wrong, it's 78 degrees. I'm not complaining, but there will be weeks at a time where the wind just blows for a week. And what's up, Michael Bellamy? How you doing? I'm ready for the new cat too. It just blows for a week, and it'll be cold and whatever, and the water's not real warm. I mean, I've jumped in today. I went for a run and then came back to the boat and jumped in and cooled off. But I would prefer it was a little bit more warmer. So then we will get back on the boat and cruise around, probably up through the Exumas, over to the Eleutheras, and then through the Abacos, and then to the east coast of Florida somewhere. So then at that point, so late May or early June, I would like to sell this boat. Amanda says, I've been very supportive and grateful of y'all's support as well. Thank you. So Amanda is a great person. I miss you, Amanda. Come back soon. Anyway. What was I saying? You made me lose my train of thought. Maybe start thinking about you, Amanda. Come on. So then anyway, we're going to. I'd like to have the boats at least under contract or sold or something by then, so I don't have to worry about it too much. So if anybody's interested, you can go to sailingdoodles.com or email me, Bobby@sailingdoodles. It's a 2001 Jeannot. That's my boat I had in Greece. A 2001 Sea Ray 340 Sundancer. Lots of upgrades. The engines have now maybe 110, 120 hours on them. New Garmin chart plotter. I did a video on it the other day. Just watch that, and it gives you all the information about it. The boat's in pretty good shape. I got a little maintenance to do here. I gotta change out a transducer, which I'm not super excited about doing. So the depth transducer. So we upgraded. So Jamie did it. He upgraded to the NMEA 2000 NMEA 2000 network system, boat network system, from the old system, which was like, I don't know, something 0183. I don't know, whatever was the number. It was weird. So the two systems aren't really compatible. You can make them work together, but it's hard. So, hey, for Amanda Kinmay, thank you, sir. I will make sure she gets it. So then I got it. So it's just basically you change out one transducer with another. So you basically, the transducer is like a little, I don't know, it's a cylinder with a screw top on top of it, and it goes through a through hole, which so the hole, there's a hole cut in the hull. You unscrew the cap, pull it out, put the other one in. Generally, you do that when the boat's out of the water, because as soon as you unscrew that and pull it out, water starts coming in your boat. You can plug it pretty quick. So get like a, a bung, a plug, and then so you pull it out, and then put the other one in. I'm just, if something goes wrong, though, that's what I'm worried about. Like, if something goes wrong and I've got now a hole in my boat, and I'm like, how do I? Okay, now if something broke, it won't fit or whatever. I don't know. I'm gonna try it though. Maybe I'll have lots of extra stuff I can shove down in the hole and fill it just if I need to. But 400 AGL to pass along to Amanda Zachary. All right, do it. Well, Amanda needs to do a live chat on one of these, and there's a plug tied to the existing transducer. Thank you, Jamie. Appreciate that. He already knows that. Yeah, so Amanda, you need to do one of these live chats and have everybody kind of do a fundraiser to help you out with paying for your mom. So I'm sure lots of people would do that. I will skip the cigars. Sorry. I need to clean the bilge. Also, another reason. So I had another part go wrong. So on the generator, the water. So it uses seawater to cool the engine, the generator, through a. I mean, it's not exact. It has a heat exchanger. It's if you're familiar with boats, you know what it is. Oh yeah, you're not monetized yet, Amanda. That's right. Well, so go subscribe to Amanda's channel and watch her videos so that she can meet the monetization threshold quickly, and then do that. Anyway, so then you use the seawater to go through the heat exchanger and cool the engine. Then the seawater goes back out through the exhaust. Well, at the top of that, it's got a little loop, right, that puts the water coming out of the generator, goes through a loop up high and then down and out through the exhaust. Well, it's got like an anti-siphon valve at the top of that loop that creates an air gap in there so that it doesn't suction water back in. So it's like the water levels above the inlet. So if water starts going through, it'll siphon water back the wrong way into the engine, which is what happened to Le Vagabond's boat. So Le Vagabond's boat, they just didn't have their system set up right, and so water went back up into their engine and ruined their engine. So it's got an anti-siphon valve at the top of that, which basically creates that air gap so that water can't come back up through and then siphon everything through. It creates an air gap. Well, that valve has failed, and so now it's got the little air vent where it would pull that in. Water's coming out that air vent and going into the bilge. So every time I run the generator, it's not a lot. It's just a small stream. The bilge pumps absolutely keep up with that, no problem at all. And it's not a big deal. It's something I need to fix, but I'm waiting on the part. It's already been shipped to Amanda. Amanda's got it now, and when she comes back, she'll bring it with her. And so I need to replace that. But the problem is the other day, so I didn't know that was happening. And the other day I get a bilge alarm. So your bilge has your bilge has generally two bilge pumps. So it pumps. It's got a lower bilge pump, and if it's got a float switch on there, and if that float switch gets raised up, then that lower bilge pump pumps water out of the boat. So then it has a higher bilge pump, and that higher bilge pump will do the exact same thing, although there's an alarm attached to it. If that float switch goes up and the pump comes on to start pumping water out, it sends an alarm because it's saying, okay, either your first bilge pump has stopped working, or the leak is so bad that your first bilge pump can't keep up with it. Well, what happened is the first bilge pumps, the float switch had malfunction. It was just too gunked up with crap, right? And so I changed out that float switch. But anyway, so then the level difference is probably 3 or 4 inches. So like 3 or 4 inches of water filled up in the bilge and just made it all gross. because of the, because that, anyway, so I changed out the float switch on the original pump, so now that one works fine. The water's not filling up, but it's still kind of gross because it leaves crap in there. So I got to clean that out. I got to do that. I got to change the transducer. I got to change that. Boat work. It's always, Amanda and I had a podcast the other day. It was like, boats are, what was it, Amanda? It was, boats are something, tampons and poop. I don't know. It was something like that. William, hey, thanks, sir. Hey, everyone. More than 2,000 of us watching right now. 5 or 10 for as many as make a big difference for Amanda. All right. Cheers to that. I will make sure she gets it. But subscribe to Amanda's channel now, too. Hey, all right. Sailing SV. Is that C? It doesn't tell me the name. Can I make that a little wider? Ioti. Oh, it's Ioti. What's up, guys? How you doing? Hi, Bob. Miss you. Just popping in for a few. You could always come sail with us if that stink pocket's boring. A little something for you and Amanda. All right, man. Maybe so. Hey, where are you guys at these days? Let me know. Thank you. Appreciate that, guys. Ioti, is it sailing Ioti, SVEoti.com? He's got a pretty interesting blog if you want to read that. I like reading his stuff. I see it on, I think I see it on Facebook mostly, but I'm not sure. But thank you. It was very shitty, yeah. Hey, Bobby, Tori, and Jean listening. Sorry for Amanda and your mom subscribing to your channel. All right, great. Yeah, boat does stand for breakout another 1,000. That's true. There's a guy here where this thing. Sometimes if I like turn my, like it's tracking my face. If I turn, let me see how it does. If I take my face away, is it still tracking me? No. All right. Well, there you go. Just want to contribute. I am Hugo. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. So yeah. All right. Let's see here. A little help for Amanda. Appreciate it. Well, I'll make sure all the super chats from this video go to Amanda. So thank you, guys. Wow, you guys are awesome. Free to chill. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. I'm sure Amanda is very appreciative. Where are you going to watch the eclipse? Come to Hochatown, Oklahoma in your RV, and we'll take you guys out. So we are going to the, was it, Amanda, the Eclipse Festival, and it's like in Central Texas somewhere. I forget the name of the town, but yeah, that's where we're doing that. It's relatively close to Dallas, like 3 or 4 hour drive, something like that, maybe 4 or 5. So we're just gonna do that. For Amanda, seeing our parents decline is tough. Yeah, I hear you. It is. My dad, that was the same way with my dad. Did not enjoy seeing that. But yeah, it's always tough. I didn't bring any of my, hey mom, wow. Thank you, sir. Ma'am, wow. How you doing, mom? How's Murphy doing? And Craig Fitzsimmons, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. So if you didn't see the podcast I made it somewhere around Christmas, maybe on December 23rd. So my mom got a Yorkapoo. Is that right, Mom? A Yorkapoo? And Burnett, Texas. There you go. Yeah. And a cigar lighter sounds like a jetted. Oh, I guess I'm using it right there. Jamie Switzer. Wow. Wow. There you go, man. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Jamie was a great guy. He did a lot of work on this boat. And like the other day when I was asking him, I figured out I found the leak into the bilge, which was that anti-siphon valve. I kind of asked him, like, what do you recommend? And so, thank you, sir. Appreciate that. He's been very helpful for doing that. So, and then, so, hey, maybe you can help me get the boat sold at the end of a cockapoo, not a Yorkapoo. Sorry. My watch telling me to stand up. I'm not standing up. But yeah. So So I was talking about it earlier. So this boat, I will be selling it. I'd like to have it sold sometime in, into May or early June, and then I can. I mean, we'll talk about it. Like if somebody does want to buy the boat, like ideally, I want to bring it to Florida somewhere, If you're not there, we can talk about it. But if you're like, I'm not taking it up to the Chesapeake. I mean, I guess I could, but I mean, if we work something out where you pay for the expenses on it or something, or make it worth it. But ideally, Florida. Yeah, he is my favorite broker. That's true. Uh, but anyway, so I'd like to have something set up with that by the end of May, where like it's if you want to come down and put a deposit down. Like I'm not just gonna have just to weed stuff out. I'm sorry, but like if you want to put like a deposit down, like through a broker or something like that, that's fine. To come before, and then you can come down and see the boat or whatever, and then have it delivered wherever you want to go. But that'd be kind. Wow, SB Freaky Tiki. I haven't heard seen you in a while, man. What are you gonna do? Maybe figure out to create wannabe porn content. No, we're not doing that. Man, what's up with that? Uh, all right. Uh, Figure out how not how. Yeah. Okay. For Amanda and her mom, wishing you the best. Yep. Thank you. It. I know she was pretty upset about it when we first got the news, and that's why it sucked. Well, we had 30 miles from we were at Shroud Key down to Staniel Key, and it was pretty rough. We had to slow down quite a bit. Um, so we did 20 knots for the first 30 minutes or so, and then from then on we could only do about 10 knots because it was just so rough. Is the family reunion in Tennessee this year? Yeah, as far as I know, I'm planning to go to it, so we'll see. All right, only got about 10 minutes here left, guys, because then it's playoff football time after that. I plan on doing that. Have a silent auction with a minimum bid. I don't know. I mean, I guess, but I don't know. Yeah, probably easier just to make a deal. I wouldn't want to do an auction. That sounds like way too much involved. I did have I'm not gonna talk about it. I had an idea for a first. Yeah, never mind. Not getting into it. I don't want to give it away. I think somebody might steal my idea. So not a boat related thing. I had a anyway. I got this. It's not bad. Like it's what's it called? A lifetime cooler. It's one of those like it's kind of like a Yeti, but man, it works really well. It was only like it's a 55 liter or quart. I don't know, 55 liter or quart. I'm not sure. Probably liter. I'm not sure, but it'll hold ice for like 4 days, which is really nice. But it was only like a quarter of the cost of a Yeti, so I've been using that. Yeah, make sure you have. Yeah, please hit that like button, guys, if you haven't already. Playoffs are at 4. Oh, there's not a noon game, or there's not a 1 o'clock game today for the playoffs. I did not know that. How do you? What does it say? Man, who do you want to win the Super Bowl? I mean, Cowboys. Come on. That's a no given, no brainer right there. That's a given. I've been my mom worked for the Cowboys for oh man, I mean more than 20 years. Mom, are you still there? How long did you work for the Cowboys? So my grandfather was the Dallas DISD, Dallas Independent School District's what was it? Athletic director. So he was a principal at a and yeah, Amanda's a big Cowboys fan too, and she did some work for the Cowboys, but her main stuff, I think she did some like event stuff with them, and then but she was also a FC Dallas girl, like a cheerleader with them and stuff. She did some stuff. She did quite a few things with them. No, Eagles, boo. My mom worked for the Cowboys for 26 years, so I have pictures of me at the Cowboys game. Yeah, he was the athletic director. At the Cowboy game, I mean, I don't know. When was the first time I was there? I had pictures when I was like 5, maybe, all the way up until like a senior in high school. I mean, I think I went to the 1995, like NFC Championship game and like had a great time. It was a lot of fun. My mom got really mad because I was gonna go hang out with the band that was playing, and I was like, "Hey, mom, I'll just take her. I'll get a ride home with the band. You can go home." And I'm like, "What, 18?" She's like, "No, you will not." So then she had to stay with me. So the band, who I met, I don't remember. She knew the band. They were neighbors, So the band was playing at the club downstairs, and then Jerry Jones wanted them to come play at the, I don't know, the Silver Club or whatever his club is up there. And so then they packed up, and I'm helping them move stuff up there to go. And they're like, yeah, no, just hang out with us, party with us, and then, we'll bring you home, because they were like live by neighbors with my mom. And hey, what's up, Richard? Thank you so much for Amanda. Appreciate you. And so I was like, I'll just get a ride home with the band. My mom's like, absolutely not. So then my mom, who worked for the Cowboys, went up there to the club too. And so we hung out up there for a couple hours and all that. She actually danced with Jerry Switzer, no, Barry Switzer, and like broke her fingernail. They were like out in the middle of like everything, getting crazy. It was fun, but it was funny. I wish people had cell phones back then to take videos, because that would have been really cool. But whatever. So yeah, and so my grandfather was athletic director of the of the Dallas school district for I don't know how many years, and so then when the Cowboys offered him a job as working kind of the head of sideline PR, like not PR like up in the booth and all that, but like kind of the head of sideline PR. So like you had to check in with him and like get your credentials from him if you were a photographer and all that. And then so then my mom worked for him for a while. And then my mom took that position over when my grandfather retired, and then she worked for that for 26 years. And then my cousin took it over, and he's running it now. But it's kind of nice. Man, there's like a wake. Does it make anybody seasick watching this yet? I don't know. That's the only downside. This boat is, Stefan, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. Auction is not really too involved. You can make specific a website. Yeah. I mean, something to think about. I don't know. But, so Captain Caveman, what is Amanda's link? It is Amanda Zachary, Zakri. Go ahead, Amanda. Pop it up there. But yeah, so I went to, oh man, I had so many pictures with cheerleaders back in the day. It was actually quite funny. I don't know if you'd want me telling the story, but who cares? So my cousin, who now kind of runs the sideline PR, he was working there early on, and he actually met his ex-wife. I don't want to get into it. She was a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, and yeah, they were only married for a few years, and then it ended poorly. But sorry, man. But you got a kid on the way now. You have a much better wife now. You're doing good. So cheers to you. Whereas I at Burning Man this year, yes, I was. It was not as bad as they say. Like, it wasn't too bad. Does the boat consume more fuel than you were expecting? Yes, unfortunately. Smash the pack. Yeah, there you go. So, thank you, sir. Appreciate you, Scaparoni. Any update on Dakota and Flying Doodles? Yeah, so right after we finish this, the next Flying Doodles video will go public. So it's a Luscombe. Her video editing and her production value is getting a lot better. So it's really impressive what she's doing there. We're going to go, so when I get back to Dallas in February, we're going to go film some stuff together. So we're going to do some cross country trips and stuff like that. We're going to, go get like $100. Well, it's no longer a $100 hamburger. Now it's like a $400 hamburger. But we're going to get it. We got a 172 that we're going to rent, and then go get a $100 hamburger somewhere, film that. So that'll be good. When am I getting the new cat? Honestly, well, who knows, honestly, because there's a few problems. You know what? Let me try put this on here. I think I've got. All right, so this is the new cat, Island Spirit 525. That's what it looks like. You can see that it's got a nice big forward seating area, a nice big fly bridge. It's set up really well. It's gonna have a dinghy lift on the back. I'm going to have the nice big Highfield Sport 360 dinghy. And then, yeah, this has it showing a sail bag on it, but it's going to be more of it's kind of in-mast furling. I'll have a bowsprit. I'm going to have it'll be a self-tacking jib. I'm also going to have a code 0 and an asymmetric furler on furling head sail on it. And you can see there it's got shaft drive on it, which is really nice. I've never been a big fan of sail drive. And you can also see that the rudder is aft of the prop, which sometimes they don't do on cats because of just where the engine placement goes, which are really nice. It gives you definitely a lot better directional control when motoring, and having, you know, because that electric engine is so small that you can do a shaft drive on it rather than a sail drive. So it's just the complexity is a lot less, and I think it's better. It's probably more efficient too. And then you can see on the starboard hull, the bottom hull there, it'll have a generator there, and then it'll have two electric battery banks, one on each hull, and the aft side there. The interior has a nice big full-size refrigerator with freezer and island double sink, an oven, stove, and then kind of the cool thing is it does have a doorway in the front that leads to that forward seating area. And then, so it's just going to be a lot of usable space in there. I'm really looking forward to it. There's kind of, yeah, you can see the top-down schematic from it. So the forward seating area, the door going in there, like a, what do they call those things? Oh my gosh, I've gone blank on the name. And then, you know, a nice big aft cockpit. I mean, it's just going to be really nice. And then instead of having, all right, I got to like light my cigar again. So instead of, I'm having a 3-cabin design, so I'm going to have an office up front. So that is the master cabin there. And so a lot of space there with like a makeup counter, so Amanda can do her makeup and you know, have her own little place to get ready. And then that is the master head. So have a really big shower. You can fit 3 people in there, no problem. And then lots of space in there. And then that is my office, which is going to be really nice. And then back to here. So, so anyway, it'll be done sometime in March, maybe. I hope. We'll see how it goes. That's the plan, anyway. It'd be nice if it is. And then, yeah. So the cost on those, it's how you want to fit it out. I saw somebody asking. I mean, I'm not paying this because, you know, I'm getting serial number 1 plus, you know, I'm kind of, well, it's a brand deal type thing. But yeah, we'll have solar panels, by the way. It's like almost 5,000 watts of solar. You can either have like 2,500 or 5,000 watts of solar, depending if you want the aft sun deck on there. Like, let me go back to that. So you, let's see here. I don't know if you can see so you got the sun pad on the back. So you have the solar panels on the hard top. And then on the back, this has it set out as a sun pad, but mine is going to be with solar panels instead. So that's the plan there. So I'm going to have 5,000 watts of solar on there. So cost, I honestly don't know offhand. I mean, a 52-foot boat, though, they're expensive. They're over $1 million, but it depends on how much you want to set it out there. I mean, like, you do the electric stuff on there, which I think will be easier in the long run, because, you know, it's more expensive to do the electric motor and battery bank and all that than put diesel engines in there, but in the long run, your maintenance is going to be a lot less. So when it comes time to you know, so your diesel engines, the maintenance on those is, you know, if you're going to have that cat, you're still need to need a generator, even if you have electric or diesel engines. So then you have 3 diesel engines on that boat and all the maintenance that goes with that. And then if you need to replace one of those engines, 30 grand, you know, minimum, probably 30 grand, you know, to replace one of those engines. Whereas if you do you replace an electric motor is, I mean, a quarter of that, and it's a lot easier. Basically because it's shaft drive and all that. I mean, like, honestly, if number 1, you shouldn't need to replace the electric engines. They're maintenance free and they last a long time. But if you ever needed to, you just pull the one out, put the other one in, hook up the electrodes, and there you go, right? I'm sure there's more to it than that, but that's relatively easy what you do. For, replacing a diesel generator or engine, it's a lot more to it. So, that's and then, your fuel burn, right? Okay, you're still gonna have a generator, but then you only have to have one source, powering on that. So it's just a much better way to go, in my opinion. And then, yeah, in 10 years you'll probably need to replace the batteries, but in 10 years, I mean, you look at the trend on battery costs. I mean, you know, in 10 years, battery costs will be a quarter of what they are now. So yeah, it's expensive right now to put the lithiums in there, but in 10 years you need to replace it. It's probably going to be, I don't know. I couldn't throw a number out there. I don't know, but a lot less than it is now. And I think if you are looking to buy one for personal use, great, do that. If you did want to put it in charter with Navigar, then I think it would be a charter machine. You can put 5 or 6 cabins in that. I think that thing would charter easily for $20,000 a week, and so your revenue on that is going to be quite good. And then you get to use it 6 weeks a year, and kind of the way those systems are set up, the programs are set up, is that basically, hopefully, the charter revenue, and it should on a boat like that, pays for the boat over those 6-7 years you have it in charter. So there you go. But all right, I'm getting to the point now. My throat's getting scratchy, so I'm about to wrap this up. Any last minute questions here before I head out? Jared Schroeder, thank you, sir. Cheers to you guys. Thank you guys for all the super chats. I'll make sure it gets to Amanda. She'll be back later this week. Go check out Amanda's YouTube channel, Amanda Zachary. And then if you would like to help her out with her mom, because it's pretty expensive getting all that care, you can become a patron of Amanda or Sailing Doodles. Check it out too. It's patreon.com/Amanda Zachary. Brian Lindsay, thanks, sir. A little something for Amanda's mom. We're going to be in the BBI when you're around in our Bali. What day will you be at Cane Garden or Soggy Dollar? I'm not exactly sure, but send me a message, man. We'll figure it out. So, all right. Charles, thank you, sir. Says this is a good one. Get your girl back. I know. I'm ready for her to come back. Amanda, when are you coming back? Hopefully this week. Or she says this week. Like what day? I don't know. No, I'm kidding. You can figure it out. So, I'm going to stay down here in Black Point until the middle of the week. Head up to Staniel Key, where we have some friends probably going to meet us there at the same time. Fly Amanda back into Staniel Key, and then we'll cruise around. But, all right, I can't even talk anymore. Thomas, hey, thanks, sir. Are you going to be able to generate power as you sail like La Vagabond can with their new boat? Well, yes and no. Initially, no. But it's just a software thing. The main problem with regeneration from sailing through the water, in my understanding, is that you basically need a variable pitch propeller to be able to get the most efficient spinning. Because so electric motors are they actually are more efficient around 1,000 to 1,200 RPM, whereas most diesel engines are more efficient around 2,000 RPM. So it's a lot lower RPM, which means you have a bigger prop. But for regeneration, I think it needs to spin at a different rate. It needs to spin faster or something like that. It's gonna be hard to do. So it's a software thing. Eventually they'll get to that, but initially no. But I don't think you need it, honestly. I think it's more trouble than it's worth to do that. We have 5,000 watts of solar. I think it's more, to spend the extra expense to change out those props where they are variable pitch, where you can make them more efficient and do all that, would be way more expensive than just using a generator for an hour a day or using solar. That would be my opinion. So, anyway. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to call this one. I'm going to watch some football, chill out. Amanda, I miss you very much. Ready for you to come back. please check out Amanda's channel, Amanda Zachary. And you know what, guys? Thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you on the next video. All right. I got to figure out how to stop the stream because I don't even remember how I did it now. I got to click end stream right here. Bye, guys.